everybody, this is After the Checkered with Dwight Huffman Racing, and I'm joined here with DJ Canipe, fresh off a 2022 Southeast Super Truck Season Championship. So we're going to talk to him about what went into making that championship run and what his plans are for 2023. So DJ, thanks for coming on today, and tell me how good this season really was for you.
It was a pretty good season. Started off a little rough at Anderson. Didn't get to finish the race, but after that, had a good race, had another bad race, and just had a couple bad races, but then it ended up pretty good. I think we had 10 races, ended up finishing 7, won 5 of them, so still a pretty good season all around.
Yeah, pretty good. Definitely started a little bit up and down. You kind of, I know there was, I think it was that motor mile where you got caught up on a lap 1 wreck, but still persevered. I mean, the team never gave up, and you kept fighting, and was able to bring home half the season. You were able to bring home a win. So definitely a pretty good year. Now, this is your 3rd straight championship in big cars, is that right?
Yep. The 21 or 20 and 21 won the limited late model championship, and then 22 got the truck. So yeah, I mean, motor mile was gonna be a good race, but just it was that last one incident. It hurt us, and we struggled a little bit, but just had to make sure we finished all the other races and push some points.
Right. Now tell me a little bit about kind of your racing prior to jumping into the super truck. Like we talked, you did the late models. I know you were championship in the legend car too. Tell everybody a little bit about kind of where you came from and how you got into racing and where you've been.
So started out racing Bandoleros at 8 years old. Raced them until 2016. Last year I run Bandoleros, won the national championship in Outlaws. Then moved up to a legend car, run legend car for 3 or 4 years. Got a couple state championships, that's about it. Second was the closest we got for national championship. Then 20, we run the Southeast Super Trucks series with the limited late model and the legend car. And got the championship in the legend car, and then the limited car, we got the championship and the rookie of the year. So
pretty big season.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good, man. I grew up racing quarter midgets and then Bandoleros, so I kind of have some of the same background, just without the national championships and some of those big championships. So kind of jumping into 2023, what are some things that you're planning on, or kind of still got some things in the works?
Still got some things in the works. I think we're going to do 𝘾𝙪some. Probably, I don't know how much we're going to race of that. And then might run 1 or 2 big races.
Okay.
Just not sure exactly yet what we're going to do.
You thinking in late model?
Yeah, late model.
Any eyes on Martinsville?
I want to. So I really hope we can. I've been wanting to go the last couple of years, so hopefully this year will be the year.
Right. We went down there with Clark a couple months ago, and I mean, you know how that went. Got a little bit torn up, and the heat races can get a little bit crazy. But tell everybody a little bit, kind of going on some crazy races. What, in your mind, has been kind of one of your craziest races this year? Whether it's a lap 1 incident or a good battle to get you a victory at the end. Kind of what's been one of your best races this year?
It'd probably have to be motor mile, since we had to qualify with pole about 2/10, I think it was.
Yeah.
We knew he was going to have a good truck. That really hurt that first lap, and then me and Joshua Horn, we had a good race at Lonesome Pine. That was good, clean racing. And then at Anderson, the last race at Anderson, we had me and Ralph having to start 3rd the second race, and having to pass Ralph. That was, I'd say probably that was the highlight. Just that, I mean, everybody knows who Ralph is.
Right.
And I knew it was going to be hard to pass him, but you had to keep smart and do what you had to do. Yeah,
Ralphie's a good driver, and I raced with him for a couple of years, but I actually didn't make that Anderson race. That was one of the only races this season I wasn't able to go to. So I hate that I missed a big highlight like that. Who is someone in racing that you kind of looked up to and kind of seen as a mentor throughout your career?
Probably Kevin Harvick.
Okay.
Just the way he raced and everything else. And everybody's got like Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
It kind of went to Kyle Busch because just the way he is, and the type of person he is.
Yeah. It's like love him or hate him. you know, gotta respect the talent that he's got there.
Him and his brother, they can both drive.
That's right. You got any favorite drivers going into I guess between this season and next season in NASCAR?
Probably Kyle. I think he's going to struggle a little bit starting off since he's going to RCR, but I think he might get a couple wins this year, 1 or 2. But I think 24 he'll be the one.
Rolling out strong. Good deal. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with DJ Canipe with some more questions after this.
SpeedFest returns to Crisp Motorsports Park in Watermelon Capital Speedway Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th. See the super late models, pro late models, outlaws, legends, and bandoleros. SpeedFest has practice and qualifying Friday, while all of the feature action is Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m. For discounted tickets and info, check out trackenterprises.com and crispmotorsportspark.com. It's SpeedFest 2023 at Watermelon Capital Speedway, Friday and Saturday, January 27th and 28th.
All right, we're back on After the Checker with Dwight Huffman Racing. Sitting here with DJ Canipe, just talking a little bit of racing, about his season, about his plans for next year. DJ, we talked about how you were able to get the championship now 3 years in a row in big cars. And what do you think between the legend car, the super truck, the late model has been kind of your favorite stepping stone series to drive to race in?
Probably the biggest thing is just the way they drive, the late models and the trucks, just how much better they handle compared to a legend car. I'd say that'd be the biggest thing.
Right. Now, do you say going from, say, a Bandolero to a legend car, was that a big jump for you, or did you adapt pretty quickly to that?
Yeah, it took me probably a good 2 years to figure it out and to get competitive. But then once you get it figured out, it's just there's another game.
Right. Would you say racing in the legend car has changed the past couple of years than it used to be?
You got all these new kids, and now they're dropping the age. And kids might not have as much experience and all this and that, so I'd say it's a little different now. I mean, you still got some of the same people racing like late models now. They still come back and run some. I know sometimes at the summer shootout in Charlotte during the summertime, some of the tough drivers come back that run. So I mean that makes for good racing, especially there. Right.
Do you have any plans on maybe jumping in the legend again?
I'd like to. I don't know. We ain't really talked. We talked about going to nationals this year, but depending on what they're doing next year, we might go.
This past year was at Vegas. Wasn't it?
Vegas. So just depending on where they're at, we might see if we can make our way wherever they're going to have them next year.
Right.
So we'll see.
Now, did you work on your own legend stuff, or did you have a team you worked with?
𝘼𝙛𝙩𝙚𝙚𝙚 Motorsports out of Norfolk.
Okay.
They did the setup and all that stuff.
Yeah, good deal. And are they kind of more like a national team? They go to all these big races also?
Yeah, he goes to all the big races. He's got people down here. He's got people up north, Connecticut, New Jersey. He's got people overseas in Sweden,
really?
Finland, and all that. So he does a bunch of asphalt, road course stuff.
Okay. Nice. Do you like those road racing? Did you ever try it a little bit?
I done it one time. It
wasn't for you. Yeah, I got you. Well, DJ, tell us who's been able to get you to this next step in racing.
Sure, my mom and dad, my family, they've been there every step of the way. They've been supportive. It all started out in the Bandoleros with AK Performance, Kendall, Jeff, Austin Hill, their whole family, and then stepping up to the legend cars with CJ, Stephanie, Cal, Mikey, everybody over there. Then coming up over here to Dwight Huffman Racing, you got Ashley, Casper, Clark. I mean, everybody. I mean, it's been a long way.
Yeah, definitely a journey throughout the racing career for DJ Canipe. So we already talked about kind of his next year plans. What's your end goal in racing? Do you want to make it to NASCAR? Do you want to just be a short track racer? Which there's nothing wrong with that. Short track racing's on the rise again, and it's great to see. But kind of what do you want to see kind of later on in your career of racing?
I mean, everybody that races growing up wants to make it to this car, but it's at a certain point, not everybody's gonna make it. So,
right.
I mean, if we don't, I mean, you can still go out to Hickory, Tri-County, Anderson on your weekly deals, and still have a lot of fun with everybody you grew up with, and racing with them, being competitive still. So, if we don't make it, just running weekly deals would be fine with me.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that grassroots kind of feel, It's resurrected after Wilkesboro and getting that whole deal together. Dale Jr. did a big part of that. Would you run Wilkesboro given the opportunity this coming year?
Yeah, I mean, that'd be another cool race to run, just because of the history behind it and how long it's been since they raced there. So, and then I think this year they're going in with the All-Star race, the truck race. So you'll have all the big people there. So I mean, get your name out there.
That's right. Yeah, good opportunity to get the eyes on your car and everything and on your name. What would you say is kind of your best experience in racing, whether it's behind the wheel or working on the race car or interacting with fans? Kind of where do you see you most enjoyment? I mean, obviously being behind the seat is fun, but racing is a lot more than just driving the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, being behind the wheel. I mean, just being at the racetrack, hanging out with everybody, having a good time, cutting up, just enjoying the time. Like where we went to Martinsville. I mean, that was a good time.
Yeah.
Just spending time with people at the racetrack, cutting up and all that stuff. Even coming up here to the race shop and working on cars at night and just getting everything ready for next year.
Right. What's your day job? Do you go to school? Do you work? Or are you at the race shop here pretty often?
So, my dad owns a business, oil change, tires, and all that stuff. So I work for him full time. So that's the day job.
Yeah. Good deal. Do you ever make it out to the shop here when you can?
Yeah, most times Casper, he usually comes. He's here throughout the week, but Mondays and Wednesdays sometimes he comes back up here.
Right.
So sometimes I'll come back up here and hang out, work on stuff.
Yeah, nice. Alrighty, guys. Well, that's After the Checker with Dwight Huffman Racing. We had DJ Canipe on the show here today. Tune in next week. We'll have 𝘾𝙝𝙚𝙚𝙚𝙚 tuning in, driver of the number 6 𝘼𝙛𝙩𝙚𝙚𝙚 Toyota, also in the Super Truck Series. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and if we're posting this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Thanks, guys.